getting this arm across, collapsing him down, arm bars, and taking the back. All right. So this week,
can you just real quick review how you were moving out of the way versus dragging across?
Yeah. So one of the most important things in attacking guard is getting his posture broken down. So if he's too far away, none of the attacks that I want to do will work. So easiest way that I found is to lift, so kind of bridge on top of him as you collect this arm, and then drop out of the way and angle. So instead of coming straight back down where he just starts back where he was, I lift, tilt my body in the direction I want his arm to fall, and then drop back down. So that gravity helps. And then now I've got his elbow trapped on my side, and I get to keep his posture broken down to start my attacks. So the most important thing as far as guard attacks go is you have to create an angle. So if we're straight ahead, none of my attacks work. I have to get my hips out to start, whether it be triangles, arm bars, Kimuras. I still gotta move my hips and open my guard. So if he protects this arm as I try to bump it across, that motion, him getting his hip back across, this is where we do that hip bump. So I bump across, as he starts to pull his hip back and posture up, now I get to catch over his shoulder, drop down. So most of the time, or I should say most jiu-jitsu schools, we teach beginners the hip bump sweep, but we never tell them when to do it. So they all try it. The guy's tall, postured, it never works, and they assume the move sucks. But we've never actually told them when to use it. So I want to use the hip bump as I try to break his posture and he recovers it. As he's recovering his elbow, I want to go up and over. So here, as I'm pulling down, he's coming out. I'm just going to chase him up. So when you do moves is just as important as how. So again, I'm bridging, yanking him over, and as I feel that pull, follow. And then I get to come over. So first we're going to work is just using his pull back to follow up for the hip. So grab your partner. So maybe you felt it was hard to get all the way back over and follow him up, right? So what I prefer to do when I feel this guy posturing in that direction, I want to start attacking Kimura. So I want to keep this wrist, and as he starts posturing up, instead of sitting up and blocking, I just want to catch the wrist and bring it back to my chest. So I started my attack, right? I didn't get his elbow all the way across, and he starts pulling back that way. So as he comes through, instead of bumping, I'm just gonna push the wrist back, lock my Kimura grip, and then pull his arm to my chest. So to keep him locked in place, now I'm gonna start sliding out, and I'm gonna throw this leg over his back, this foot on the ground. So I'm gonna come out into like a T, 90 degrees, so that now I've got his arm isolated from his body. My finish is gonna be dropping this elbow to the mat as I press his wrist up.
And you have your wrist in that
This arm.
Okay.
So it's gonna come that way. So elbow down, rotate my chest towards you. So with his arm and the hand, I'm actually gonna turn to kind of tighten all the ligaments.
Towards you.
So maybe towards.
I mean, palm towards your face.
Yeah. So here, tighten everything up, and then rotate. So,
Were you figure four-ing your legs?
no, I'm clamping on your back, and just put this one.
I got you.
It would be if I could close them.
I just couldn't tell what you were.
So again, hip bump, try to bring him across. As he resists, follow. I don't have to come all the way up. I just push his wrist toward his hip. Take that hand off the mat. And so now, lock him in place, turn, and then the finish. So go the other side. So I'm collecting, hip up and across. He bumps through. Catch. All right, just right over the elbow. Press that away. Lock. And so to lock him in place, because he's going to want to roll out. Clamp over his back. So his primary defenses are either going to be to lock his hands here if he feels it, or if he's a little late, he's going to want to try to roll out here. So what we want to do before he gets his roll is lock the back. So just lay across the lower back. And now if he tries to roll, I just leg curl him back in place. Hip. And then finishes the turn. All right, so give that a try. From the guard is that a lot of your stronger long arm people want to wrap your waist, and that leads them into guillotine chokes. So let's say we do our setup. I bump the arm across and he pulls up and he locks his hands here, right? To lock his hands, he's got to bring his head forward into my rib cage and his neck gets exposed. So as I come up into him to try to finish this, I feel his head, I reach around, cup his chin, crunch over top of his head. And so I want to bring my body all the way to the other side. So I'm going to be crunching my armpit on the back of his neck, basically. So bring this across, he postures up. If I go in here, right, blade on his chin, and then I'm running to the other side, locking my hands, and then cycling in. That helps. So I go to break him down. I go follow him up, and he tries to force me back down. So here, I get my thumb wedged below his chin, clamp down on the back of his neck, and then I start angling towards that direction. I want to cup this way, kind of fist and pull up to the ceiling. Letting my fist just below his chin, cup it with the other one, and then I'm just crunching forward over the back of his neck.
So you're not squeezing the neck, you're just pulling.
No, so the finish is guillotine stuff. So what I'm actually doing is I'm putting kind of a bar, my forearm as a bar under his chin, and then I'm chopping my weight over top of it. Just kind of pushing his neck down against your forearm. So you see a lot of people, you start trying to squeeze and pull this guy's head off, right? If I start moving backwards, it gives him a chance to get his head free. So what I actually want to do is go forward and then shift down. So So I'm trying to pull his head off. I want to compress over top. So just kind of shrinking this space, putting my body weight